Guys, so it is the first day of MISHMAS. This December, I am going to try and post a video every day in the month of December. We are going to call it MISHMAS instead of Vlogmas because I won't be vlogging very often. I'm just not a vlogger. My life is just not that interesting. But I thought I would kick off MISHMAS with a favorites. Why not? It's December 1st. Why don't we talk about my November favorites? This past month has been a really interesting one because I feel like I have been testing a lot of makeup. I mean, I test a lot of makeup every month, but this past month, I feel like was a lot of makeup. And I feel like there were a couple days in there where I felt like, oh wow, it seems like the new releases have calmed down a bit. This is great. Maybe I can catch up. And then it was like a bomb dropped. And I feel like it's been even really hard for me to catch up on making videos on all the new things that have come out, including Scott Barnes. So that's what I have on my face. That video should be coming tomorrow. If not, it's coming Wednesday. My MISHMAS is not planned out very well. So I have all of these videos and ideas and things that I want to do for MISHMAS. I just have absolutely no idea when it's going to happen. So the Scott Barnes video is definitely coming soon. So including the Scott Barnes, the Pat McGrath Divine Rose palette, I still owe you guys a video. I actually filmed one video, didn't really like it. I tried filming another one and actually didn't hit record. So anyway, that video is coming up sometime this week also. So all of that to say, not a lot of things like really stood out to me because I was just kind of going from one product to the next. But there are a few. And what I have done in the past for my favorites is I will, apply as many favorites as possible onto my face, and I'll do kind of like split screen of me applying it while I'm talking about the product. But because of MISHMAS and I'm really trying to just film as many videos as possible, we have this Scott Barnes look on today. So anyway, there won't be any split screens today, but let's just go ahead and jump into the products. What I am probably like most surprised and shocked at is that I have two mascara favorites for the month. I am not a mascara person, as you guys know. I have very wimpy, short, straight lashes. Lashes just aren't of importance to me. I've never really paid them much mind. But for the past several months, I've been loving the Tom Ford Lash Raise Mascara. Absolutely love it, still love it. It separates, it lengthens my lashes. I love it. I love the texture of this mascara. It's not too wet. It's not too dry. It's great. It's this guy right here. And I've talked about this, like I said, for several months. But two new ones have come onto my radar. And one is another Tom Ford mascara, but this is the Badass mascara. So I talked about this when I talked about a couple of the Badass like extreme products. And this was really the standout product. I love this mascara, and many of you have asked me to review it, have recommended it, and I just kind of put it off. Again, mascara is just not really my thing. Lashes just aren't really my thing. But when I tried this, I was really impressed at how it volumized and like thickened my lashes without being clumpy. And that's generally my issue with volumizing mascaras. The interesting thing is this wand is it's so odd. It doesn't have a lot of bristles, which I guess makes sense for volumizing. So it's just gonna like kind of plop the mascara down. But the like bristles are so short. I was really convinced after looking at this wand that it was gonna be really clumpy. But I have it on my lashes today and it's not at all. Like it really just deposits mascara on like each lash. And so each of my lashes actually look a little bit thicker, but there's no clumpiness. Like they're not sticking together or anything. And I really love it. It doesn't smudge. It doesn't flake off, yet it's not difficult to remove at the end of the day. So I have really been enjoying this mascara. And the other one that I really like as well is this By Terry Lash Expert Twist Brush Mascara. And this is something that Beautylish sent me when they sent me a whole bunch of the By Terry Holiday 2019 collection. This was part of like a gift set. This was also part of the Beauty Cracker that they have available. And this mascara is not new, but it's I think the newest to the By Terry line. And I love it. I thought maybe this whole twist brush was a little bit of a gimmick, but I think it's actually really nice. So number one, where the bristles are just up and down, this is for lengthening and separating. And then you can twist this cap and then it just sort of like twists the whole brush and kind of shrinks it down. And this is for volumizing. So I use it in this position because I happen to prefer, lengthening and separating. And it's lovely. It's really, really lovely. In terms of separating and lengthening, I think I like the Lash Rays from Tom Ford a little bit more than the By Terry. I think what this has over the Lash Rays is that it is a little bit more volumizing without being clumpy. So these 3 mascaras have really been like a joy for me this past month. And I'm just as surprised as you guys that I'm even talking about mascara right now. So let's go ahead and move on. The other product I've been using nonstop is one that I've had for a long time and one that they've sort of re-released, and that is the Hourglass Ambient Edit Unlocked Palette. So I have the original from last year. It comes in this kind of gold shiny case. This year it comes in the ghost packaging, which has like a chrome lid, and then the base here is like a frosted plastic. The products in here are amazing. There's 6 face products in here, and they are all unique to this palette. So none of these products exist in the Hourglass line. And I don't know why, because they are absolutely stunning. I've just been reaching for this because it's so easy. It's like my entire cheek area all in one palette. I'll mix the 2 bronzers together, I'll mix these 2 blushes together, and then if I want a strong highlight, I'll go in with that one. If I want more of a subtle everyday highlight, I'll go in with that one. And I'm done. It's so, so easy to use. This is definitely by far my favorite ambient lighting edit palette that they've come out with. And I've talked about this particular highlight often because this is the same formula as that like 3-pan highlight palette that they came out with probably more than maybe a couple years ago at this point. It's their metallic strobe lighting powder, not just their strobe lighting powder, but their metallic one. And it is so, so gorgeous. It's so shiny. It's so metallic. It is such a stunning highlight. And I thought for sure they would have come out with an entire line of these metallic powders, but they haven't. So I'm really hoping that Hourglass does. It's perfect. And I think it would work for someone with a slightly deeper skin tone than me. I don't know about fairer. I do feel like the bronzers are a little bit on the warm side. I do feel like this blush, while I do think it comes off a little bit lighter on the cheeks, it may be a little bit strong for someone with very, fair skin tone. But if you have my skin tone even a little bit deeper, I think this is a great palette. Absolutely great. And I feel like Hourglass's ambient lighting edit palettes are notoriously like light skin tone friendly. And I like that this is kind of like a light to medium skin tone friendly. Like we're getting towards the medium. And I think many, many other people out there feel like they need to come out with more of these palettes that are like medium to deeper skin tone friendly. So anyway, I am so glad they re-released it because it's allowed me to kind of like rediscover it and use it for you guys without feeling shame that you are not able to get it. So you are able to get this. This is still available. It's in stores. I think it's limited again, but it is available now. So anyway, that is the Unlocked palette from Hourglass. The other new product that I have been loving is this Estee Lauder Double Wear Radiant Concealer, and I have it in the shade 1C. And this is something I picked up when I was in Houston and I was with my friend Natalie, Flowerbomb31. Definitely check out her channel. But she was like, oh my gosh, have you tried this? You have to try it. It's really great. She's like, it's not necessarily radiant, but she's like, it's such a good concealer. She's like, it's, high coverage. It has a great texture. But she was going on and on. So I was like, great, I will give it a shot. So I decided on 1C, which is one cool. They also do have one neutral and one warm. The one cool, I still feel like isn't even that cool, but it's cooler than the neutral and the warm, which is why I opted for this one. It is just a really great concealer, and there's no like quality to it that really stands out to me, like the Giorgio Armani Power Fabric Concealer. It just has like a really thin consistency. That's kind of like the thing that stood out to me. Also, great coverage, doesn't sink into fine lines. That's a great concealer as well. But this one is kind of a typical concealer. It has a typical kind of like consistency there. Nothing really stands out to me so far. The color is nice. They have a very, very broad shade range. You'll probably be able to find something that works for you. The texture of this, it's like a little bit tacky, but not too tacky. It's again kind of just middle of the road, but it stays put. It doesn't sink into my fine lines. It doesn't accentuate texture, and it doesn't look drying or anything. And I've worn this concealer all day many times this past month, ever since I picked it up. And it's wonderful. It's wonderful. I really enjoy it. I'm glad that Natalie suggested this to me because I've been really enjoying it. So that's the Estee Lauder Double Wear Radiant Concealer in 1C. Well, these next two products I probably should have mentioned with the By Terry Lash Expert Mascara, but these are the two By Terry Brightening CC Serums that were sent to me as part of the Holiday 19 collection. So Starlight Rose is the one that is part of the collection. I believe this one is too. This one is White Rose, or is this could be part of the regular line and this could be limited edition. Anyway, I like using this as kind of like a primer, or basically like a brightener underneath my foundation. It really brightens up my complexion. And when I use products that are white like this, sometimes they run the risk of looking chalky and ashy, and then sometimes they look very brightening. And this one was very brightening. It was almost like a light just was shone onto my face after I put this on. This is gorgeous. So I've been reaching for this whenever I haven't been testing out another primer, but I did actually just start testing out the Victoria Beckham Illuminating Primer, or what is this called? Illuminating Complexion Cream, actually. It's a priming moisturizer. So I've been playing around with that, so I haven't been able to put this on. I don't know, I don't want to interfere with the testing. But before I got the Victoria Beckham, I was using this quite a bit. And then the Starlight Rose version is wonderful because it has this like kind of rosy tint to it. So I like adding this to foundation, or I like just kind of putting it on as like a subtle highlight. It's wonderful. Both of these have a rose scent, the By Terry rose scent, which I happen to really enjoy, but I wanted to mention that in case you don't like it. But this is another thing. It just enhances my complexion, much like this one, but in a different way. Like this is very brightening, and this one is just glowy. Like it just gives me this beautiful like lit from within kind of glow. It's subtle though. It's not like over the top where you just kind of have like highlight everywhere. It's really wonderful added to foundation. I really like doing that. It just gives any foundation just this little glowy boost, which I really need in the wintertime because my face just starts to look so desiccated that I need something that's going to just like really bring it to life. And this product has been doing that for me. So that's the By Terry Starlight Rose CC Serum. So I do have a couple of eye products. You know, like I mentioned, I was just testing a lot, but these two eye products just really kind of stood out to me. The first one is the Pat McGrath Ritualistic Rose Quad. This is great. This is such a pretty quad. I was surprised at what a complete look I could get from these four very shimmery, glittery shades. I thought, oh, okay, you know, these quads from Pat McGrath, they're just gonna be great kind of like companion palettes to an all matte palette that I have, or just something that I feel like needs a little bit more pizzazz. Nope, I keep wearing this quad like all by itself. And I really thought I was going to like, what is it called? I think it's Iconic Illumination, the one with the red in there. But no, I've been reaching for this one. This one is just so pretty. And I did a dedicated video to this quad if you do want to take a look at the eye look that I did. It's pretty much how I've just been wearing this quad. This one has really kind of like won my heart. So that is the Ritualistic Rose. And the other palette that I've been reaching for, you know, on those days where I'm like, oh, I just need to throw something on to look halfway normal, is the Victoria Beckham Smoky Eye Brick. Yeah, Smoky Eye Brick. And this is in Tuxedo. So this is the most like neutral kind of like cool toned one. I love this shade, as you can tell. I love this shade because it's like a deep kind of taupey shade, but there's like little kind of glitters in there. I mean, you don't end up with glitter on your face, but it just gives it a little something. This I can use for a little bit of smokiness. I won't use if I kind of want to leave it just very natural and neutral. And it's wonderful. It's compact, it's handy to bring around, and it's just been sitting on my vanity. Like seriously, every time I don't know what to do with an eye look, I just pull it out and it's like really quick, really easy. And I really like the performance of these smoky eye bricks. And last but not least, the Lisa Eldridge Velvet Matte Lipsticks. She came out with 6 new colors recently. I purchased all 6, and I've been keeping them in the velvet pouch that they come in. And Velvet Fawn has been the one that I've been wearing the most. It's like the most safe, and it's really beautiful. It has like this beautiful neutral undertone, and I love it. It just works beautifully, but all the colors are just stunning. I love them all, and I did do a dedicated video to all of these lipsticks, so if you want to see them swatched on the lips, I will leave a link to it down below in my description box. But the one color that is definitely the most surprising is Velvet Midnight, because it is incredibly, incredibly deep. But when I live streamed, was it a live stream? Yeah, when I live streamed, I was kind of asking you guys like what you wanted me to use, and so many of you asked me to use this, and I decided to use it in the way Lisa Eldridge actually demoed, by kind of just like tapping it on her lips. And when I've done that with other lipsticks, it takes a little bit of work sometimes just to kind of get like an even application, because you're just sort of like sitting there dabbing it. You end up with these like dots on your lips. But it was so easy to do that with this lipstick. There's something about this formula. It just really kind of like melds and blends very, very easily. All I had to do was kind of like run my finger over it a little bit, and I just had this nice kind of like wash of this color. Beautiful. The colors are just, oh, they're just stunning. Absolutely stunning. Like, you wouldn't think that you could possibly come up with like new lipstick shades. Like, all of them have been made already, but there's something very, very unique about her lip shades. They're just, it's the undertone. There's something about how they're matte, yet they glow. They're wonderful. They're wonderful. I can't speak highly enough about these lipsticks. So all of them, I love all of her lipsticks, but Midnight and Fawn are the two that I have been reaching for the most. It's like the lightest and the darkest. All right, that is it for my favorites. Thank you so much for tuning in. Definitely subscribe down below if you're interested in content every single day of this month of December. God, wish me luck. Comment down below what some of your favorite products have been for the recent past. I would love to hear from you. I always love your suggestions, and I'll see you in my next video.